Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare 1-cent coins, because some of these coins are rare among collectors and are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're going back to the early 1960s to explore the fascinating world of the 1962 United States 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the Lincoln penny. What might seem like an ordinary penny at first glance could actually be a rare collector's treasure. And if you're a coin lover or collector, you'll want to listen carefully because this coin has stories to tell, unique errors to uncover, and a value that might just surprise you. The 1962 Lincoln penny was minted at a time when America was on the cusp of major cultural and economic changes. The coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that has graced the penny since 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side of the 1962 penny showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of unity, freedom, and the enduring legacy of one of America's greatest presidents. While millions of these pennies were minted in 1962, most circulated widely, collecting years of wear and tear. However, some pennies from this year stand apart due to their rarity, condition, or minting errors, making them incredibly valuable for collectors. One of the most sought-after features in a 1962 penny is the double die error. This occurs during the coin's production when the die, essentially the stamp that presses the design onto the blank coin, strikes twice with a slight misalignment. The result? Doubling of certain design elements, such as the lettering on Liberty, In God We Trust, or even Lincoln's features. This subtle yet striking doubling gives the coin a unique appearance that makes it highly prized among numismatists. A true double-die penny from 1962 can fetch far more than a standard coin. Another fascinating and rarer anomaly from 1962 pennies is the off-center strike error. Sometimes the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted. For the 1962 penny, this could mean Lincoln's face or the Lincoln Memorial is partially cut off or shifted toward one side. The more extreme the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. These errors are especially exciting because they showcase a moment when the minting process didn't go as planned, creating a truly one-of-a-kind coin. Planchet errors are another intriguing feature to watch for. The planchet is the blank metal disc used before striking the coin's design. Occasionally, planchets with imperfections, such as wrong metal composition, cracks, or lamination errors, make it into the production line. Coins struck on these flawed planchets show unusual textures, surfaces, or colors, making them incredibly rare and attractive to collectors. A 1962 penny with a planchet error might show signs of splitting metal layers or odd coloring, adding to its uniqueness. In addition to errors, the coin's condition plays a huge role in its value. Most pennies from 1962 show signs of circulation, including scratches, dirt, and worn-down details. However, a 1962 penny that has been carefully preserved or professionally graded as uncirculated or mint state can command a significant premium. Collectors prize these pristine coins because they offer a glimpse of what the penny looked like fresh from the mint decades ago. Now, imagine combining rarity, mint errors, and exceptional condition, all of which can occur in a single 1962 penny. This combination is what catapults certain coins into the rarest and most valuable category among collectors worldwide. If you want to check whether your 1962 penny might be one of these rare finds, start by examining it closely with a magnifying glass or loupe. Look for doubling on the letters, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. Inspect the coin's centering to see if the design is shifted or cropped, indicating an off-center strike. Check the surface for any unusual cracks, splits, or discoloration that could indicate planchet issues. And of course, take note of the coin's overall condition. Shiny, detailed pennies are the holy grail for collectors. So, what is this fascinating 1962 1-cent coin worth if it has these rare qualities? A flawless 1962 penny exhibiting significant doubling errors, dramatic off-center strikes, or unusual planchet anomalies, and preserved in excellent condition, can be valued at a staggering 83,000 United States dollars. That's right, $83,000 for a single penny. This astonishing value highlights how something as seemingly ordinary as a penny can transform into a prized collector's gem under the right circumstances. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone with an old jar of coins, this shows the importance of paying attention to details. You never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. Top 2, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1964 United States 1-cent coin, better known as the 1964 Lincoln penny, a coin that, despite its everyday appearance, holds incredible secrets and can be worth a fortune to the right collector. If you love coins or just appreciate hidden treasures, listen carefully because this isn't just any penny. It's a coin with rare features, interesting errors, and a value that might just blow your mind. The 1964 Lincoln penny was minted during a time of great change in history in the United States. This was the year the civil rights movement was gaining momentum and America was preparing for the space race. But while big things were happening on the national stage, the mint was quietly producing millions of pennies featuring the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that had been in place since 1909, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which had been introduced in 1959. Most 1964 pennies circulated widely, exchanging hands countless times, which means most show the typical signs of wear. But hidden among those millions are pennies that stand out, rare coins that exhibit minting errors or are preserved in near-perfect condition. These special pennies have become the holy grail for coin collectors everywhere. One of the most exciting things collectors look for in a 1964 penny is the double die error. Imagine the minting die striking the coin twice, but slightly misaligned the second time, causing the letters or design to appear doubled. On the 1964 penny, this doubling can show up on key parts like the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or the date itself. These subtle double images aren't just cool to spot, they significantly increase the coin's rarity and value. A true double die 1964 penny is incredibly rare and highly prized. Another eye-catching error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned in the press, and part of the design is missing or pushed to one side. On a 1964 penny, this could mean Lincoln's face or part of the memorial is cut off or shifted. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin, especially if the error is dramatic. Collectors love these because each off-center strike is essentially a unique mistake frozen in time. Planchet errors are yet another fascinating aspect. The planchet is the metal blank that coins are stamped on, and sometimes the wrong type of metal or size is used. Coins struck on flawed planchets can show unusual color, texture, or even cracks and splits. For the 1964 penny, planchet errors are particularly rare and catch the eye of collectors who seek out these one-of-a-kind imperfections. Die cracks and cuds also add an extra layer of uniqueness. Over time, the minting dies can crack or chip, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. These defects appear as irregularities, sometimes running through Lincoln's face, the lettering, or the rim. They are fascinating because they provide a glimpse into the minting process and create coins that no two collectors can find exactly the same. Condition plays a critical role in the value of any coin, and the 1964 penny is no exception. Most pennies from this year are well worn, but if you're lucky enough to find one in uncirculated or mint state condition, showing sharp details, no scratches, and a brilliant finish, then you have a coin that could attract serious attention. Grading services can certify these top-condition coins, further boosting their market value. What really pushes the value of a 1964 penny to astronomical levels is the combination of rare errors and pristine condition. A flawless double die or dramatically off-center 1964 penny that has been expertly preserved is the stuff of collector dreams. So, what is this extraordinary coin really worth? A rare, mint-condition 1964 Lincoln penny with notable errors can command an astounding 81,000 United States dollars. That's right, $81,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that something as small and ordinary as a penny can hold such immense value, proving that when it comes to coins, every detail matters. So, next time you stumble across an old penny, take a closer look. You might be holding a small fortune in your hand. Top 3, we're going to uncover the hidden story behind a seemingly ordinary piece of American currency, the 1968 United States 1-cent coin, or more simply, the 1968 Lincoln penny. While it looks like the pennies you find in your pocket or the jar on your dresser, this coin hides secrets that make it extraordinarily rare and sought after by collectors around the world. So, coin lovers, listen closely and enjoy the fascinating journey into what makes this penny truly special and why it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The 1968 Lincoln penny was minted during a turbulent and transformative era in American history. The late 1960s were marked by cultural revolutions, political upheavals, and social change. Yet, amidst all this, the U.S. Mint continued its mission of producing coins that people would use every day. The obverse of this penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and perseverance, while the reverse proudly displays the Lincoln Memorial, an enduring tribute to the 16th president. Though millions of 1968 pennies were struck and entered circulation, most have been worn down over decades of handling. However, among these countless coins lie some remarkable rarities, pennies that collectors dream of finding due to unique minting errors, exceptional condition, and other fascinating anomalies. One of the most captivating features collectors seek in a 1968 penny is the double die error. This rare minting glitch occurs when the die, the metal stamp that imprints the design onto the blank coin, strikes twice with slight misalignment. The result is doubling of specific letters or numbers, making parts of the design appear thicker or shadowed. In 1968 pennies, doubling can show up on Liberty, In God We Trust, or even the date. Spotting this doubling requires a keen eye or magnification, but it's well worth the effort. Coins with a clear double die error are among the rarest and most valuable from that year. Another thrilling type of error found on some 1968 pennies is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not perfectly positioned in the press, causing the design to be partially missing or pushed off-center. These off-center pennies vary in severity. The more off-center, the scarcer and more collectible they become. Imagine a penny where part of Lincoln's face or the memorial is cropped or shifted. Each one is a unique minting mistake, frozen in time, cherished by collectors for its individuality. Planchet errors are equally fascinating. The planchet is the metal disc used before a coin is struck. Occasionally, flawed or incorrect planchets find their way into production. For 1968 pennies, this can mean coins struck on wrong metal blends, cracked or laminated planchets, or even clipped blanks where part of the metal disc is missing. These unusual features make the coin stand out and significantly increase its value among collectors. Die cracks and cuds also add an intriguing layer of character to these pennies. Over time, minting dies can develop cracks or chips, leaving raised lines or lumps of metal on the coin's surface. These imperfections can run across Lincoln's face, the lettering, or the rim, telling a story of the coin's unique creation process and making each affected coin a one-of-a-kind piece. Of course, condition is everything when it comes to collecting coins. While most 1968 pennies show signs of wear, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition can be a game-changer. These coins retain sharp details, brilliant luster, and no scratches. Basically, they look like they just came off the minting press decades ago. Professional grading services can certify these coins, further boosting their desirability and market price. Combining all these factors, the rarity of errors, the unique history, and the condition, some 1968 pennies have reached the status of true collector's treasures. The right penny with a striking double die error or a dramatic off-center strike, preserved in near-perfect condition, can command incredible prices. So, what is the value of this exceptional 1968 penny in today's market? A rare, error-filled 1968 United States 1-cent coin, preserved in excellent condition, can be worth a remarkable 79,000 United States dollars. Yes, $79,000 for a single penny. It's amazing how a small coin, often overlooked in everyday life, can hold such immense value and fascination. If you're lucky enough to own a 1968 penny, or if you find one in your collection, take a moment to examine it closely. You might be holding a rare treasure worth far more than you think. Top 4, we're zeroing in on a very special piece of American history, the 1971 United States 1-cent coin, or as many affectionately call it, the 1971 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny tossed into your change jar. But listen carefully, because this small coin hides extraordinary secrets that make it highly prized by collectors and could be worth a staggering amount. The year 1971 was an interesting time in the United States. Amid social changes, technological advancements, and a shifting political landscape, everyday objects like coins reflected subtle shifts in manufacturing and minting practices. The 1971 penny features the classic Lincoln portrait on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial depicted on the reverse side, a design that has been a staple since 1959. But while millions of these pennies were struck, not all were created equal. What makes the 1971 penny truly intriguing to coin collectors are the unusual minting errors and rare varieties that sometimes emerge during production. These coins, which at first might appear imperfect or flawed, are actually some of the most sought-after treasures in numismatics. One of the most famous errors seen on the 1971 penny is the double die variety. This error happens when the coin die, the metal piece that stamps the coin's design, strikes the blank coin more than once, but slightly misaligned on the second strike. The result? Letters or numbers that look doubled or shadowed, especially noticeable on the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even on the date itself. This doubling effect isn't just a small quirk, it turns a regular coin into a rare collectible. In fact, the 1971 double die penny is one of the most famous and widely hunted errors among collectors today. Another error that significantly increases the value of a 1971 penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be struck partially off the edge of the coin. These off-center strikes can vary in how much of the design is missing, and the more off-center the coin is, the rarer and more valuable it becomes. Imagine a penny where Lincoln's face is cut off or only partially visible. Each one is a unique piece of minting history, making them highly desirable for collectors. Planchet errors also play a huge role in making some 1971 pennies stand out. The planchet is the metal disc used before a coin is struck. Sometimes flawed or wrong planchets are accidentally fed into the press. For the 1971 penny, this might mean coins struck on clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing, wrong metal composition planchets, or even lamination errors where the surface metal peels or flakes. These anomalies make each coin unique and significantly increase their collectible value. Die cracks and cuds are another fascinating category. As minting dies wear down, cracks and chips can develop. When a cracked or chipped die strikes a coin, it leaves raised lines or lumps of metal on the coin's surface, which are visible to the naked eye or under magnification. These imperfections are often prized because they mark the coin as a one-of-a-kind minting error. Some 1971 pennies feature these die cracks running across Lincoln's bust or through the lettering, telling a story of the coin's creation that no standard coin can replicate. Condition is paramount in the world of coin collecting, and the 1971 penny is no exception. Most pennies from this era have seen heavy circulation, with wear that dulls their details and luster. But finding a 1971 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is a real gem. These coins still shine with original mint luster, have sharp details, and no signs of wear. When such coins also have a notable error like a double die or off-center strike, they become incredibly valuable. What really sets collectors' hearts racing is when a 1971 penny combines multiple rare features, say, a double die error on a pristine, uncirculated coin with an off-center strike. These ultra-rare specimens are museum-quality pieces and represent some of the finest examples of minting anomalies in U.S. coin history. Now, let's talk numbers, because that's where things get exciting. The value of a 1971 penny can vary wildly depending on these rare errors and its condition. A regular circulated 1971 penny is worth just a few cents. But a 1971 penny with a clear double die error or a dramatic off-center strike, especially in mint condition, can fetch an astonishing 75,000 United States dollars, $75,000 for a single penny. That's right. This tiny, everyday coin can be worth an absolute fortune if it has the right combination of rarity, error, and condition. Top 5, we're diving into one such fascinating treasure, the 1974 United States 1-cent coin. commonly known as the 1974 Lincoln penny. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just a curious treasure hunter, this coin has some secrets that might surprise you, and it could be worth an incredible amount. The 1974 penny was minted during a period of economic shifts and changes in the United States. The design is familiar and beloved. The iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that had been in place since 1959. Millions of these pennies were struck that year, making them common in everyday transactions. But not all 1974 pennies are equal. Some carry unique errors and varieties that make them stand out in the world of numismatics. One of the most captivating aspects for collectors is the rarity of certain minting errors found on this coin. One such error is the double die penny. Imagine the coin die, the tool used to stamp the coin's design, striking the coin twice, but slightly off on the second strike. This creates a doubled image effect on the coin's lettering or date, making the letters appear shadowed or doubled. For the 1974 penny, this error often shows on the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or the date itself. These double die errors are highly prized because they are visually striking and rare, turning an ordinary penny into a valuable collector's item. Another fascinating error to watch for is the off-center strike. During the minting process, sometimes the coin blank shifts, causing the design to be struck off-center. These coins can look like they're missing parts of the design, with Lincoln's profile or the memorial partially cut off by the edge. The severity of the off-center strike greatly influences its rarity and value. Coins with more than a 50% off-center strike are extremely rare and highly sought after. Each off-center penny is truly one of a kind, a coin that captures a moment of imperfection frozen in time. Lamination errors also add to the 1974 penny's intrigue. The planchet, or metal blank, sometimes has surface defects or flaws that cause the coin's metal layers to peel or flake off. These lamination errors make the coin unique, and collectors prize them as unusual minting anomalies. One of the most overlooked but equally important factors in a coin's value is its condition. Most pennies from 1974 have been heavily circulated, showing wear and tear that diminishes their sharpness and luster. However, a 1974 penny preserved in uncirculated or mint condition, with crisp details and a bright shine, can command a much higher price. When you combine pristine condition with a rare error like a double die or off-center strike, you have a coin that's a true numismatic gem. Die cracks and cuds can also appear on 1974 pennies, making them even more intriguing. These occur when the die used to strike the coin develops cracks or chips, imprinting raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. Such imperfections are highly collectible because they tell a story of the coin's manufacturing history and add to its uniqueness. The 1974 penny also carries an interesting story about its metal composition. In the early 1970s, pennies were still primarily made of copper, but there were experiments and proposals to change the metal content to reduce costs. This historical context makes 1974 pennies a marker of an era when the penny's future was being debated, adding a layer of historical significance for collectors. So, why all the buzz about this coin? Because even though millions were made, the right combination of errors, mint condition, and rarity can turn a seemingly ordinary penny into a collector's dream. In fact, a rare 1974 penny with significant errors and in excellent condition can be worth a jaw-dropping $73,000 $73,000 for a single penny. It's almost unbelievable that something so small, so common in our pockets and purses, could be worth such an incredible amount. But that's the magic of coin collecting. The stories behind the mint marks, the errors, the condition, all coming together to create a treasure that's worth far beyond its face value. If you happen to stumble upon a 1974 penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Check for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, lamination flaws, or die cracks. Sometimes, the most valuable coins hide in the most unsuspecting places. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1974 United States 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed exploring this rare penny with me and want to uncover more hidden coin treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on new discoveries. Until next time, keep your eyes open, Your collection's growing, and happy hunting.